Matrix is a system, Neo. That system is our enemy. But when you're inside, you look around, what do you see? Businessmen, teachers, lawyers, carpenters, the very minds of the people we are trying to save. But until we do, these people are still a part of that system, and that makes them our enemy. You have to understand, most of these people are not ready to be unplugged. And many of them are so inert, so hopelessly dependent on the system, that they will fight to protect it. Were you listening to me, Neo? Or were you looking at the woman in the red dress?
I was...
Look again. Who's it?
This isn't the Matrix.
No. One thing. If you are not one of us, you are one of them.
Six, seven.
You got anything to say?
6'7".
Turns out it's just a reference. It's a reference to a lyric from a song called Doot Doot by Skrilla, where he mentions 6'7". Everyone that's in on it is just trying to get others to ask them questions to where they'd be able to answer 6'7", or some sort of variation of that. How tall do you think that person is? 6'7". What time did you wake up today? 6'7". Rate that person that's walking by. 6'7". Literally anything 6'7" related. There's really no deeper meaning into it. It's literally like Skibbity Toilet like a few years back. So that's it. Okay, bye.
6'7", a meme kids can't get enough of and teachers can't get away from.
We are not saying the word 6'7" anymore. If you do, you have to write a 67-word essay.
Some schools even banning the phrase in classrooms.
You are no longer allowed to say, what number do you think I'm going to say?
6'7". Caitlin Soriano is a 7th grade math teacher.
How much are you hearing and seeing 6'7" in your classroom?
All day, every day. It is nonstop throughout my class, the hallways, the cafeterias.
She says she banned the term last year after it became distracting for students. But now she and other teachers are leaning in.
And we hope that if it is embarrassing enough for the adults to be doing it, that maybe they stop.
The trend took off a few months ago, but has re-intensified with school back in session. Thought to originate from a rap song by Skrilla. But the experts we spoke to say the numbers really don't mean anything.
It's like slang to like make parents be like, what does that mean?
Yeah.
Musical frequency is the dominant frequency. We are in control because basically we are not a political organization. We are an occult organization. We're working behind the scenes to manipulate the way that people think. The war that we are waging is a guerrilla war on the human mind. And we use musical frequencies, the dominant frequency, which I referred to before, and symbolism and imagery to awaken dormant aspects of the human mind. And what we're waging is a cultural war right now on every front, in music, in literature, utilizing the media against itself. And we're using music because that's the instrument that young people respond to right now. We're doing propaganda directly to awaken the wolf in man. Politics is merely the puppet show of human beings, and we transcend that, but we are interested in the control of human beings for our own purposes. We have no concern for the homeless, particularly. We don't have any concern in helping people. As Adolf Hitler said, we seek to bring about a youth that has closed its heart to pity. All of the humanist values that Judeo-Christianity has encouraged, we want to wipe them out. It's led to democracy, social humanism, the idea of equality. All of this filth has to be wiped out if the human race is going to continue to take the next step in evolution. We are only seeking individuals who are competent and who are willing to take action.
Updates. We're going to try and make this quick. So in my last video that has over 11 million views about 6-7 and what it means, I said that there were content creators that made 6-7 popular by putting it over basketball edits. Now, I credited him in the comments because I forgot to say it in the actual video, but nobody sees my comments because I can't pin them. So TK, Taylon Kenny, who's a basketball player, he is the reason that 6-7 has gone viral. He's the first one to do the hand motions, to say 6-7, and to start making edits. It is because of Taylon Kenny. I got to make that clear. Now, in recent months, this might be the reason why it's skyrocketing again, is because in June, he launched his company, 6-7 Water. 6-7 Water, his own brand of water. So that's a clarifying point. Now, also, another reason why it's starting to trend again is because of the Mason 6-7 kid. Now, Mason was a kid who went to a school dance and found 6-7 at the school dance and had a viral moment of freaking out about it. Now, he has turned into a meme, and the Mason 6-7 kid and also another 6-7 kid at a basketball game has become the typical baseball playing TUFF tough ice cream short wearing 7th grade boy. And that's what it means to be a Mason. And there's videos about how to be a Mason, going into Walmart, wearing 6-7, wearing ice cream shorts. That's trending. That's going viral. Now, the other thing is there's a new handshake out there where kids go like this, boom, boom. They take their thumbs and they make a 6 and a 7. So you'll see that going around pretty soon. It means nothing, okay? And now there are people who are saying that 6-7 has some meaning, that it means so-so, like 6-7. Very few people are using it that way. Most people just don't know what it means or that it means nothing. And also, people are saying, well, in the song Doot Doot by Skrilla, 6-7 is 67th Street in Chicago, or the reference to the police call sign for an unalived body. That's not why people are using it. That may be what it means in the song, but that's not why it's gone viral and why people are using it. It's just being repeated. It's a meme. Hope this helps.
Taylon Kenny, aka Mr. 6-7, just announced the release of his own water called 6-7 Water, becoming the first high school athlete to launch their own beverage company. Pretty soon, every young hooper in the country will be drinking 6-7 Water. And the story of how we got to this point is pretty remarkable. 1 year ago, Taylon Kenny had just turned 16 and was finishing up his sophomore year of high school in Newport, Kentucky. He started to gain national popularity when he played with RWEAAU for the first time. And not too long after that, he signed with OTE. Then, midway through the season, as his national ranking steadily climbed into the top 20, TK said 6-7 for the first time.
6,
6'7", and he went viral every time he said it going forward, starting a movement. This weekend, Talon is back playing RWE AAU ball, and today on 6'7", Talon is dropping his own drinking water company called 6'7 Water at the age of 17. There is nowhere to buy it quite yet, but there are rumors floating around that it will only be available for 67 days.
There's a new handshake out there where kids go like this, boom, boom, they take their thumbs and they make a 6 and a 7. So you'll see that going around pretty soon. It means nothing, okay? And now there are people who are saying that 6'7" has some meaning, that it means so-so, like 6'7". It very is.
The 6'7" kid really did irreparable damage to the average 6th grade boy's mental health. If you don't know who he is, you might know a kid just like him, who can't stop saying 6 and 7 and shaping his hair like an ice cream cone. The internet labeled him cringe, like a similar group of viral tweens, and it led to a whole new stereotype now known by the boy named Mason. If you haven't seen the Mason memes either, the archetype includes playing baseball, saying 6'7", dressing in ice cream clothes, and donning a pair of pit vipers. You've probably seen these kids trying to prank people in Walmart and failing. Anyway, maybe don't name your son Mason now. It's becoming the new Karen, but used to describe much younger and much more boyish ne'er-do-well.
He's the papa. He's the only one I don't want to give a big hug. He's a lot of fun. He got some water gun.
It is suggested that the Egyptian imagery used on the Great Seal was part of this common visual code. They point out the repetition of the symbolic number 13. There are 13 leaves on the olive branch in the right claw, 13 arrows in the left claw, 13 stars above the eagle's head, and 13 bars and stripes on the shield.
To all secret societies, the number 13 is enormously important symbolically. The number 13 symbolizes rebirth, regeneration, and when you're birthing something, when you're bringing something into formation, it's never easy. So the number 13 can symbolize not just rebirth and regeneration, but death.
The candidate for entered apprentice stands behind the door, waiting to be summoned. He's blindfolded, and there's a noose around his neck with a length of rope trailing behind. His chest is exposed at the left breast, and his left pant leg rolled up. The doorkeeper raps 3 times and announces that the candidate desires to enter and obtain the privileges of Freemasonry. With that, the candidate is escorted into the lodge by the inner guard. The guard holds the tip of a dagger against the candidate's bare chest and asks if he feels anything. Next, the candidate kneels before the head of the lodge, the worshipful master, and they engage in a ritual question and answer. He's led by the rope or cable tow to an altar with a Bible or other holy book. Standing with his heels together to form a square, the candidate now kneels. He places his right hand on the Bible and with his left presses the point of a compass against his chest. He swears to forever conceal and never reveal any of the secret arts, parts, or points of the hidden mysteries of Freemasonry. If he breaks that promise, he binds himself to having my throat cut across, my tongue torn out, my body buried in the sands of the sea at low tide. The assembled brothers rise and give the sign of the entered apprentice, right hand held palm down beneath the chin, with the elbows straight out. The master asks the candidate what he seeks. He replies, "The light." The master strikes his gavel and the hood is removed. Now the candidate is shown 3 sacred objects, the holy book, the square, and the compass. The master reminds him that he faces terrible retribution should he ever betray the organization's secrets. Next comes instruction in the secret hand sign or grip and the secret word, Boaz. The candidate receives his Masonic badge and the symbolic tools, a gavel and a ruler. The candidate leaves to change clothes and returns to receive the final charges. He is instructed that he must understand the importance of God, must be law-abiding, must abstain from political or religious discussion in the lodge, and must obey the master and other officers. He's again warned he must never reveal any secrets of the Brotherhood. Secrecy, if you haven't noticed, is a big deal. The new brother has entered the 1st grade of Freemasonry. Above it are 2 more, fellow craft and master mason. Each has its ritual, oath of secrecy, and prescribed horrible punishments. In regular or blue lodge masonry, that's all there is to it. But let's take a closer look at the Brotherhood. Arguably the most successful secret society in history. We'll examine how it grew into a worldwide presence and how Freemasonry inspired and influenced many other societies. Many Freemasons object to their order being called a secret society. After all, they don't hide their existence. They openly advertise, as evident from the signs outside almost every American town. Instead, Masons prefer to be called a society with secrets. But our definition of secret societies, selective recruitment, promise of special knowledge or status, and oaths of loyalty and secrecy, fits Freemasonry perfectly. Remember, it's what goes on inside the organization that's secret. The initiation's repeated demands of secrecy make that abundantly clear, and that raises the question of how I, a non-Mason, obtained those details. Very simple. I just looked. They've long been accessible to anybody who bothered. The illusion of secrecy is more important than the reality.
The inside of the tomb is lined with skeletons and skulls. It's almost like an obsession with death. And the reason they do that is because they have this phrase in the tomb, memento mori, remember that you must die. They like to pretend that they are apart and above the rest of the world.
Skull and Bones has cultivated this self-perception right from the start. Its members rise to the very pinnacles of power, like George Walker Bush, for example. When Bush contested the presidency with Democrat John Kerry, it was a battle between two bonesmen.
You both were members of Skull and Bones, a secret society at Yale. What does that tell us?
Not much, because it's a secret.
You were both in Skull and Bones, the secret society.
It's so secret we can't talk about it.
So back to the agenda about Satan creating this new world order. Understand that this is an agenda that the whole world is prophesied to be a part of. So I want you to understand that there are people that have pledged their lives to Satan's goals. A Satanist isn't always someone who looks like Gothic and wears black. In your life, I'm sure you have met many Satanists and have shaken their hands, worked for their companies. It's the actual world that you live in, and they have pledged their life to helping Satan achieving his goal. It's why there's secret societies. Many people just don't come out and say they worship the devil. That's why there's secret societies. Oaths. One of the most well-known groups in secret societies are the Freemasons. Now, a Mason may tell you that we are not a secret society, we are a society with secrets. And that's true because honestly, how could an organization this large with so many notable, powerful members ever be a secret? It's not that they are secret, it's just that what they believe in and are purposed with is concealed and hidden. Now, there is a lot that you can know about this organization, and this is not the video that I will fully explain them in depth. I have done this though, so if you want to learn more about them, I speak about them in this video. Understand, Freemasonry is not just an organization. According to Albert Pike's book, Morals and Dogma, Freemasonry is also a religion. On page 213 of that book, in discussing the 13th degree, the book explains that every Masonic lodge is a temple of religion, and its teachings are instruction in religion. You see, this point is concealed from the general public, who think of it only as a secular organization about brotherhood. So, who is the god of Freemasonry? Well, they actually show you who their god is through their symbolism, displaying the Eye of Horus over the Egyptian pyramid. So if you know anything about the Egyptians and their pagan worship, you know that their false god was Satan. But they do clear this up in that book. In the same book, on page 321, discussing the 19th degree, they reveal who their god is. The apocalypse is, to those who receive the 19th degree, the apotheosis of that sublime faith which aspires to God alone. It despises all the pomp and works of Lucifer. Lucifer, the light bearer. Strange and mysterious name to give to the spirit of darkness. Lucifer, the son of the morning. It is he who bears the light, and with its splendor, intolerable, doubt it not. For traditions are full of divine revelations and inspirations, and inspiration is not one of age, nor of one creed. Plato and Philo also were inspired. Okay, there we have it. Lucifer is their god, and they are spreading his light to the world. So whenever you hear about the light of Freemasonry, you know they're talking about the light of Lucifer. Now, when they speak about the ultimate defeat and extinction of evil, this is going back to Lucifer's whole goal of being like the Most High and ascending to his heights. They believe that our true God, Yahweh, is evil, and their mission is to remove his influence from this world. The religion of Freemasonry is charged with spreading the light of Lucifer to the world.
All traditional religions will be replaced by a new belief system, one dictated by the Masons. All traditional religions will be replaced by a new belief system, one dictated by the Masons.